All right, welcome to the first draft of day number 3. This is the last day of group stage action by the end of today.
This is my last early day, Dakota. I'm off the next series, first series tomorrow, and we start late on the last day.
It's a big thing. What are you going to do with your extra morning?
I'm going to sleep an extra hour, baby.
Oh, okay. I was like, you can come outside and do some dude yoga in the backyard.
Do some calisthenics at 5 a.m. in the darkness.
Oh, yeah, this is a good morning. Hit me with some yogurt.
You know, that could be all right.
Yeah, it could be fine.
Early morning with Zayori.
But it could be a long, long day tomorrow, too. We actually start earlier tomorrow than we normally would. Yeah, so it might balance out to you being back.
Well, okay. Glad I brought it up then because I had no clue.
Yeah, well, today we start at 5 a.m. Tomorrow's a 3 a.m. day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, shit.
We'll go over it again. So make sure you get yourselves into bed on a reasonable hour.
All right.
Yep. Well, it was on the schedule. You should be checking your schedule, responsibly.
Yeah, about those for I do read the memos.
All right. So, draft underway here. Vega Squadron versus NoPango. NoPango currently 7-1, 5-1?
I believe they're 7-1.
7-1. Kings of the castle at the moment. Vega Squadron right at the middle of the heat.
I think.
And no surprises in the early first phase of bans. We're going to see the removal of the techies.
The techers.
We've only seen it one time, the first day, the first game. Since then, it's been banned.
Yeah, we'll see if NoPango ends up picking PA for themselves, but I like that they left it in here. I think Kyle made some good points about showing us how you can play around this hero a little bit and not have her just get out of control. I think PA is also one of these weird heroes that looks stronger than she is against subpar teams, because if she gets pick-offs on cores, especially if you're one of those teams that's just kind of throwing bodies for no reason, making movements without thought, PA looks so broken. But if you play around her well, you don't give her all those extra kills, then she's manageable, if you have a game plan.
This is a really good point that we could discuss for a while, because there's certain drafts that might be better in their overall power level, but they're harder to execute. You can't make more than a mistake or two. You're going to lose. Heroes like PA, similar to the Alchemist in a couple previous metas, where you want to pick it against inferior teams.
Yeah.
Because they make a couple mistakes and you just win.
Yeah.
And in order to beat it, you've got to do stuff like NoPango's done, where they have 3 heroes that are all high in physical damage mitigation. They hit timings and they win a game on second Roche, 25 minutes. PA's level 17, It doesn't work as well when you're the worst team trying to figure out how the hell to beat these guys that are on top.
Beastmaster has been finding a lot of play through this event so far, and has got some great tools and good success, and I think he deserves the spotlight, to be honest. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got that wave spam. He's got the slowing boars, which are ridiculous. The vision power of the birds, mind you, and the BKB piercing ult.
Speaking of spotlights, we start at 4 tomorrow, not 3.
Are you sure?
100% sure.
All right, I'm going to check the schedule.
It's an hour earlier, not 2.
Uh-oh.
You are wrong. Or I'm wrong. He's wrong, right? 3 a.m. Thank you.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, that's if you can't hear, that's Scott just reaffirming that I am right. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. So,
well,
I don't know about that, but I will hold that title while I can.
Sven's back again, though. NoPango sticking to what they know, sticking to what works. 2 stunners to open up the draft, a couple of big boys, and now you've got that war cry to buff everyone up, give them some protection against heavy physical. Looks like there might be a typo in the memo.
No, or an update that may have happened that I wasn't even aware, but something we will double check about.
I don't
because that did originally be 3 a.m. and now it says 4. You got me on that, right? So,
what do you mean? It says on my schedule 4 a.m. This was emailed to me 2 weeks ago.
It's a link to a live document.
It was 4 o'clock the whole time. I would have been protesting and unionizing with my boy Grant. If we were talking about 3 a.m. wake-ups.
It's 1 hour, and it's
2 hours.
The same amount of
it's
game.
literally
it's
double
2 hours,
1 more hour. It's twice as long.
Double 1 more hour.
Dakota's become quite the salesman, though. It's just only 1 more hour, 2 hours. Just round it down to 2 is basically 1.
He's like the guy at the warehouse. Oh, man, I know you've been working your ass off. It's real early in the morning, but can you just give me some unpaid overtime?
Oh, what the big deal is, I'm trucking through it. I have to go home to a whiny little kid, and I get nothing out of it. And I come right back here and get to cast more
But you also get the joy of knowing that you're loved and appreciated by your family.
And that your
We're
bloodline will
alone.
carry on.
I'm alone.
Yeah, dude.
I go home
I
to
sleep
nothing.
I sleep with my Switch at night, dude. You got a baby and a wife.
A cold stove and some
Hold
hard
on, I'm gonna stop you there
gruel.
with the "you get to sleep" line right there. And pull back a bit because that is not the case. Anyways,
Fair enough.
we'll figure out the timings and stuff later, and regardless, we'll make
we
sure
can all
we'll make
figure.
sure the Dota is cast.
Dakota,
Alright,
did you
figure it
consider
out.
naming your kid after something Dota related? Because I've seen a number of people do, like Ake's son, I think is named Illidan, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's
That's just because Elodin's awesome.
yeah, well, there's a couple. There's that guy Master Ramen in C named his daughter Lena. There's a couple. There's a lot of pets out there.
No,
with
there was
Dota
not
names.
a consideration. I could have got away with it maybe with a pet, but no, I don't think so.
You could have named him Sven, dude.
Sven?
Sven's a real name.
I think most people would have considered me a hipster, thinking like, "What are you doing with the name Sven?"
You could have just made up a story that you had like a great grandfather named Sven.
Yeah, he was a Viking, and you know,
No one would
invented-
challenge that. How would
invented
anybody
the
know?
pancake. What?
Unrelated. Is our color balance off, or am I like actually this white? Like I look like a sheet of paper.
I mean, I'm really, really white, so if I look whiter
is
than
not
you, then we're
good.
probably right.
This is like wow. Look like a vampire.
We do
Look
have
like
white lights
Damien.
up here. I don't
Yep.
know.
I don't know. Sorry. I gotta get some sunlight. I look sickly.
Can we get some
Yeah,
vitamin
maybe.
D here at the BTS
I've been
studio?
taking
Yeah, we
vitamin
couldn't
D.
budget the makeup artist to make you look, you know, a little bit more.
I feel like the illusion is shattered. All my fans, all 12 of them, they're gonna be like, "Why is Kyle?"
Can I get
ugly
some
now?"
Kyle fans to represent here and now by pressing 1 in the chat? I'll check it out right now.
Why
All
would you-
one of you.
Why'd you do that to me? Now
Why
I'm just
what?
gonna be embarrassed.
That
No,
was
they can go
brutal.
back and check the VOD and be like, how many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
10
5,
seconds
yes.
remaining.
Hey man, if I
Yes!
make all I ever wanted to do is make double digits.
5 seconds remaining.
I'll
PL
get there
band.
one day.
By Vega. That's kind of interesting. I feel like we've talked about PL some, but we have not seen any PL love.
PL came and went just like that during
Yeah.
that good old TB meta.
Tumbleweed in the breeze.
Tumbleweed in the
I gotta say,
breeze.
I love this Sven the more and more I see it, because there's so few heroes that have
Look at all the
that
ones.
solid reduction.
There's more than 5.
What are
You'll
you
be
talking about?
happy.
There's
some
like
ones
3
there.
and some kappas.
Well, someone put a 2.
10 seconds
I didn't even
remaining.
give an option for 2, but
That-
he's
that
like, yeah,
means
you
he's
know what?
twice as appreciative.
You know what?
5
yeah.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's what it means.
You ever watch Double Trouble?
Double Trouble.
Double Trouble.
Is that a game show or a movie?
Yeah, I remember my grandma. I can't remember who it was. Someone in my family member, because
Radiant
a certain
team
half of my family is like very Christian, and
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch because it had witches.
Double Trouble?
Yeah,
Damn.
I watched it anyway.
Witches.
Well, you're badass,
I was
bro.
so cool at 8 years old.
Andrew, what was something that you did that was against your parents' wishes when you were young? Please be on the
Well, look at 'em.
PG.
Playing soccer in the house. I was a little soccer player. They always said, don't kick the ball around in the house. And then
Oh.
one time I lobbed it, knocked
5
over a
seconds
candle with a glass holder, and oh boy.
I'm just saying right here, right now, I can't stand that. I tell my mom all the time, like, Mom, I'm an adult. All right?
Ma!
If I want to play with the ball in the house, if I want to throw this football to my brother, I'm going to. Okay,
Oh my
and you
God.
know
I
what?
can imagine you were like this when you were younger, too, to you and your parents. Like,
I'm-
Ma, I'm throwing the ball in the house.
I've been working.
I am not waking up at 7 a.m.
Now, when I was a kid, it was different. But I'm working, and I've been supporting myself for a long time. And if I break something,
Once I
I'll
was off
fix
the
it.
bottle.
I'll buy it. You know what? It's my bad. But I refuse to sacrifice the fun and enjoyment of ball playing on a near daily basis when I might just break one lamp.
Oh, my
Or
God.
something.
Let me
you know,
tell
I'll
ya-
pay for the lamp for all those days and years of fun.
When you're an adult and you have nice things you've invested in and you have them around
Oh,
the house,
please.
you'll have very different feelings when a kid comes kicking around like, yeah, I want to play ball, and they're kicking your 4K TV.
Yeah, I'll
and
be
they're-
honest. If a kid kicked his ball into my ultra-wide curved monitor and it broke, I'd be pretty mad.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could have some piece of garbage
But
TV and crap
you're
around the room
assuming-
and just shove them in a room full of pillows, but yeah, play the ball in there.
You're assuming that it's going to break something. The chances are very, very low anything would be broken. It's just this idea you can visualize.
Let's look up
it
the
breaking.
data
It's
because I'm
worry.
sure it's out there.
It's just worry. Okay?
Kids
Well-
playing with ball in the house, how often it breaks.
The other weird one at my house is I desperately wanted the internet in my bedroom so I could play games, and my parents wouldn't let me because they didn't trust me to not look at naughty things on the internet. And I don't know why. It was totally unfounded mistrust. I had no interest at that age. I was a
You
preteen,
liar.
dude. Come on. I really just wanted
How
to play
old were
video
you?
games.
Yeah,
And
I
then
was like
you hit
13.
puberty. and
Yeah,
the
a year
age of
later, it's like,
discovery.
But our compromise, the computer was in the kitchen. That was what they did. They're like, this way we can kind of see what you're doing. Who's going to look at like porn or something in the kitchen?
You.
This guy.
After hours.
Did you know?
After hours.
Here's a crazy stat. Like the average age that people are first exposed to porn has dropped from like 12 to 8.
I believe it.
8?
8.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think I've seen that too.
Dude, kids have iPads like 5. Do you know how easy it is
It's
to
so easy to be on the
accidentally
internet.
search for something naughty?
It's actually true.
Back in the day, it wasn't internet at all. You had to hope that someone had a Playboy that they were done with or something.
Now you're just like, you hear the word boobs. You're like, oh, what's that?
You're like, boob, what's
Whoa.
that? Google.
Whoa.
Whoa. And I've seen porn.
When I was in
That's
high
really
school,
all it is.
It was always the rich kids who had the parents that just ordered the full TV package and didn't even know what it included. And then, oh, they got a couple nudie channels. We can watch some softcore Skinamax.
I mean, that's lucky. Back in my day, it was like the channel, and you were like, oh, okay, I could see something
I
happening
saw
there.
half of a nipple. Whoa.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, so on the dotes, right? I love the
Yeah,
Medusa
back to
Sven
the
Beast.
dotes.
It's just so natural, right?
Yeah.
You have Beast Medusa. There's your damage. Sven, it's so cool because he provides, in some ways, peel because you get the move speed bonus with his Warcry, but also that massive physical damage reduction.
Yep.
You're so tanky. You're so strong. You've got Rubik that's going to have 2 stuns.
I'm a little nervous for this Rasta.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's going to be a hard game for him. A lot of stuns, a lot of beefy initiation.
But he's a snake charmer. He's going against the snake lady.
I mean, he's always like a hero that has a ton of utility, and you can punish really well if you win fights. You drop wards to get Roche or take objectives, and if he gets the catch, obviously he's incredible. But it always goes both ways. And I think Rubik always feels good against a Shadow Shaman. You want to steal most of his shit.
The thing I'm concerned about, look at Vega. Rasta, sure, he's got a little magical damage, but his real threat is the wards. Venge and Lone Druid, you're just right clicks.
Yeah.
And you don't have any burst damage at the moment, and that's a big concern.
Bursty burst.
Yep.
Who's good to have the burst against right now, though?
It's more about just how that allows you to play the game around the map, so you can find kills without having to commit big ultimates.
Yeah, or just get the kills done faster so rotations don't come.
Yeah, like the drafts just that look the best always have sustained physical and magical damage or threat. Like, you don't necessarily need magical damage, but if you have a Sand King and you don't buy BKB against them, you're going to be stunned 20% of the time.
Yeah.
And
Thus
I like
eat
having
lots
burst.
of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so for Vega's 5th pick, which is the mid lane.
Most likely.
It needs some burst potential, but he has a challenge against him. That's a Razor possibly in the mid lane. He's like one of those trifecta mid laners. It used to be in the day, the holy trinity between Razor, OD, and Viper.
Yep, it's so good here as well because we were just talking about damage. That is damage reduction right there. They recognize you have big issues on Vega. Is now I'm going to drain your Venge or your Lone Druid or your Bear. And I'm also able to itemize, and this is another key concept, is that all of these heroes that can itemize for tank ability without jeopardizing the amount of damage they'll deal throughout the game are going to be naturally stronger. That's why I love heroes like Beastmaster that can just go, Vlad Solar. A Razor can rush a BKB, buy a Hood, whatever. Anything that allows you to get a full drain off is going to be a benefit.
Looks like Vega, would you consider this all in?
Yes.
Now? I mean, Drow and Venge Aura combo, Lone Druid, Rasta Wards. This is a bulldozer lineup if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, but I think it's the right move. You got to double down on your ideas because if you went for something like standard, you're just going to lose the game because you're going to hit a point where you just don't kill or mess with the NoPangolier lineup.
Yep. This
way, at least you can get ahead, drop some wards, take an early Roche, eat map control alive, and win fights so fast that the Razor Link, the Dusa, Split Shot doesn't have enough time to add up to actually give NoPango that lead.
It's true. I think it's as good as you're going to get last pick for Vega, but I still like the NoPango draft a lot more. I think that Razor really fits the tempo that they like to play. We've talked a lot about this 20-minute high ground Medusa. She's not necessarily the late game raid boss that you think in your head now. She's an early game beast, and if she does well in the lane, looks like safe lane Medusa for Naive, so Razor will be the one to head mid.
If they're going to win this game, though, Keizu did a great job the previous day on Venge. Made a lot of heavy, good rotations. I need Madara to get involved. I really think that he was the next. You remember when Ad Finum was special? People looked at Madara like he was one of the main ingredients for that team's success. And even now, looking back at it, you can't. It was a bit of a fluke their run in Boston. But who on that team was responsible? And that's how a lot of talent assessment goes down. Nisha, right? You look at Kingwin, they won some qualifiers. They looked all right. Who was it? Some people said Deer. Puppy thought Nisha. It was Nisha. But now, who is it?
Was it
Who was
MNT? I think a lot of people would say, especially in that was like the bounty hunter meta,
Yeah, it was.
right? So I think
just
he
one of
was
those
a
things.
standout.
Yeah, it all fell into place. It felt like for them between the meta, the characters that were good, the players that were good with said heroes, and then
You have to imagine
playstyle, too.
there are these times, where a patch just lines up very well with the team's like comfort picks, general play style, just what they want to do when they enter the game, and that's where you see those kind of perfect, runs like that. But it's on a very limited timer.
all right, let's get into it. First game of the day, and we paused, and everything's awful again.
All right.
Does the Lich normally lane with the Lone Druid? Is that a combo thing? That I just think about the Frost Armor and the Bears, kind of
That
a cute,
sounds-
cute little thing.
Sounds pretty good.
That would be fun to see. We
What-
saw a lot of success with that AM Frost Armor yesterday, and how the aggressive in the lane could work out. In the Bear, you could just kind of freely send in to kind of do all the aggression.
You want Venge with Rasta, I think, because they hit so hard.
Venge with Rasta.
Yeah.
So that works out.
Yeah, so regarding Madara, I think he can carry, he can farm, but
30
so far I
seconds
haven't
to
been
battle.
impressed with his map movement and positioning. I feel like he is far too hesitant, and he doesn't really take over games. He just farms in them, and I just don't. That's like the old carry way. You can't do that anymore. You've got to make your presence known and play around your power peaks. You can't just rice the side lanes this game. You got to be rotating early on, like we saw Matumba Man do in a couple of big games
The
of
battle
Liquid recently.
begins.
Well, the battle begins here. We'll see. First best of 2. So this is the final series for NoPango. If they 2-0 here, I think they are 100% at the top.
That would be safe to assume.
I believe with one win, they're
Even one win?
guaranteed top.
Okay.
See Rasta waiting for maybe a courier snipe opportunity, but he's spotted by the boar, by the Beastman.
Yeah, nice little deny.
Just get the hell out of here. Well, it's Ghost Chick playing the Beastmaster. We've been seeing Beastmaster all over the place yesterday. Different roles.
Yeah, it seems like 3 and 4 are the big 2.
Yep. And back here at bottom, nice far push under the tower for Lone Druid to kind of work with. There we see the Lich on the outside, but it's a tri-lane setup.
I love their lanes, though. This is great. Exactly what you want. You want the Razor against your Lone Druid.
Do you think the tri-lane setup here is going to be something they stick with, at least, or until they get a kill setup as they move in? There's the Frost Armor to kind of help them out a bit, but is it going to be good enough?
Yep.
Too much harassment coming in from all fronts, but he eventually dodges to the side and finds a way back.
That's balanced.
Incredible spell. I like that Frost Armor also. It has that intimidation factor. It makes a really intense noise, has a big graphic. It's a very intimidating spell.
Yeah.
Matches the lore of Lich.
It does so many things. It's damage reduction, slow, and damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
How?
And it's not a skill shot.
And
You
move
just buff
speed
it on
slow.
somebody.
And a slow.
Yeah, the AoE's not even that bad either. It's not like you have to be right on top of them. You can just be fairly close and it'll start triggering. Thus, the
Denied.
slow.
One of those ridiculous spells that you feel like you could take any of those aspects away and it would still be really good. Like if you just take one of those mechanics
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
it's still nuts.
This is great, though, because Vega does get this Drow matchup mid, and it's very good for Drow. You lose pretty much everything, but Deuce actually has a difficult time with you because you can't land good snakes, and
Yeah.
Drow isn't mana dependent.
We'll see if they get any assistance with that or if they're going to have to just tough that one out or not.
What's the damage disparity on Drow versus Dusa?
It's pretty close. I think
66, 61. Okay. Small advantage for Drow.
Yeah, but everyone benefits a little bit from that Drow loving.
Yep.
That's the Razor.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be happy to deal with the side of the Sven. Rubik has been really back and forth, kind of keeping himself within the dark.
Yeah, that's
Maybe so he can have a cautious approach to the mid lane if possible.
another concern I have with the Dar is a different carry is going to be utilizing.
Mid lane also is the gank. There's ganks on both sides here as they also get the approach for the bottom.
Stealing
And,
the damage.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of damage. And the whip. Can they break through the Frost Armor? They get a good body block.
Oh!
Not going that way, sir.
That was a great little surround of body blocks.
And they had made their move for the mid lane as well. Shaman has been lingering here for quite a bit.
A bootless shaman running at you is not the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, she's like, just what are you doing, son?
He is damn slow.
Yeah, Vega should be pulling creeps with their bear back behind their tier 1, not trying to lane as they are.
I think Deuces should be okay here.
One miss, though, from the low ground. Great shot.
Telekinesis.
Rubik, though, shows up.
Mage has to eat the fairy fire. I think he lives here, but it's close.
May the drow
Wowzers.
keep you safe.
Choked down one salve, then got a nice handoff there. And now we're onto a 2v2 kind of a lane. I mean, you were saying before the disadvantage for the Medusa in the matchup, but
No, for the drow.
No,
for the drow?
Deusa.
for the
Oh, for the
Medusa.
Dusa, yeah. I'm sorry.
And then, but they each get their own assistants. In the meantime, though, dive through the tower, and they're going to get the takedown of the Sven, it looks like.
Was that a
was
free
that a
trip
deny?
back?
Suicide
I
guy.
think
Oh,
that was
okay,
a
okay.
suicide.
He was
yeah.
dead alone at the tier 2.
I was like, there's a dot somewhere I'm missing? Nah.
Double damage.
This is real bad bottom, though. That's going to be a concern for the side of Vega. They're doing great in their other lanes. Top specifically.
Venge is rolling.
Yeah, 21-7 for her.
It's deceptively strong in lane. I love playing Venge right now.
Her attack animation is very satisfying.
Yeah, not someone you can just easily approach or be carefree in a lane, considering she has that stun always in her pocket. Speaking of stuns in the pocket, bottom lane, Sven commits his. Savage Roar, though, helps fend off the trouble.
They don't really have to kill him if they're putting this kind of pressure on. Like, what does the druid do now?
Gotta save his frickin' bear. Meanwhile, okay, Frost Armor rotation. Lich now top. Trying to mirror the movements, it would look like, of the Rubik.
I mean, in this kind of situation, do you try to rotate to open up some space for the lone druid to farm, or do you kind of sack him and then let him recover
Dire's top tower is
once your
under
other two
attack.
lanes kind of pop off and start taking objectives? I mean,
Hard
he's
to say.
lowest of the cores right now. It's a little scary.
He is technically like the least important on his team because he'll just be farming. It's more he just needs levels, but it's about where he moves. Because if Madara rotates
Radiant's
early,
middle
I think he'll
tower
get
is
you
under
back in the
attack.
game. I do still strongly feel like he should be pulling creeps with Bear behind tower instead of trying to farm in front of a Razor. Like, they're pulling creeps, but they can just pull creep waves. You don't need to pull to camps like they are. You just make it easy for Sven to find kills like this.
No, poor Shaman.
See a freebie here.
Moss
Oh,
was
nice
locked
roar.
in, but yeah, interception comes out from Lone Druid. Good Savage Roar to fend them off, and
Dara with the save.
they're going to be fine.
Yeah, level 5 Lone Druid, this does change things. That's partly why they were willing to leave him solo, because that level 5 threat all of a sudden makes you strong enough to chase heroes away from your lane versus just glance at them.
Good old entangling claws.
I don't remember Madar playing a whole
Should
lot of
be-
Lone Druid in the past metas and past teams and such, so I wonder how experienced he is on the hero.
Do you feel like it should be entangling paws, not claws?
It's
It's a bear paw.
It's true.
Balut has a song.
Claw is more vicious, though, as they are
Claws
sharp.
like what a hawk has.
Yeah.
I guess that's a talon.
A talon.
Dude,
Yeah.
have you seen bears? Like grizzly bears?
I,
They're enormous.
Yeah, they're big.
I saw a baby black bear when I was driving in the Colorado mountains.
Pull up and back, and an easy swipe down Drow Ranger. No chance at all. That was just a good swarm in there from the Pango squad. And it looked like she didn't even see that one coming.
Bears are pretty scary, though. I was in Aspen once, and I had some food in my car, and somebody said, dude, you can't do that. The bear will rip your car apart to get to the sandwich. Apparently they can smell food from like a mile away or something like really ridiculous.
Who do you think would win in a fight? 2 bears or 1 hippo?
Are they
On land or in water?
On land.
On land, probably the bears.
You think?
In water, definitely the hippo, but I think the hippo moves too slow on land.
turn around Shackle as they make their approach for the Vengeful Spirit? She pops the wand.
Another boar.
They're in hard pursuit. They need one more click. Oh, turns around the stun, able to get the kill. Still loses her life. The Rubik may pay with his own.
Dude,
and
but the
does.
Venge is still there.
That's so good
That's
for
true.
Kezu. He gets the XP before he dies, then gets the other kill.
Yep, another reason Venge is great, because in this meta where you all want auras, Venge carries them twice.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's
God,
ridiculous.
that's good.
Is this secretly going to be potentially a Venge meta?
It already is. I mean, it's a Magnus Beast meta, right?
Now people
they're
would
both
say,
getting nerfed.
yeah, Magnus PA meta, but
Dusa
Venge
is
is there.
destroying mid right now. She's at 26 denies, although the lone druid going to be in some trouble. It's a 3-on-1, TP on the way, but will they be there in time? This druid's beefy, but is he beefy enough? Razor, he's stolen so much damage. The frost armor, the roar, he will still fall.
it took so much effort, though. It's crazy, just between the frost armor and, of course, the near dodge of the savage roar. Lone druid is just not easy. Not an easy target, but
This is his window,
successful.
though, right? This is like that time when he is disproportionately tanky. Without it, he feels very weak, and they still killed him. I think this is very scary for Vega. I'd be nervous right now. Going to be just about a tower down, it looks like, with the boar. Double boar, in fact. A lot of pressure on KZ right now. The Drow and the Lone Druid both falling behind. This mid matchup has turned into a disaster. Dusa has more denies than the Drow has last hits. So this is a carry Venge if I ever saw one right now.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lineup that was pretty all-in, and they knew they kind of had to be ahead, but you don't ever want to be in a position where you're behind when your kind of chips are all on the table. Let's see if they can kind of supplement it, trying to get their own response in a Tier 1 push in the top lane, at least for now.
It feels so good playing Razor in situations like this when you have a good lane set up. You just kind of run at people now.
All right, they're trying to dive past the tower, swap back with Kezu, trying to go for the Sven, but he just mitigates that damage, shrugs it off, and now Pango are looking to turn things around. They have the roar. They're looking to set it up onto Kezu. Got to finish him off not once, but twice, but they want to take him out for good, and they will.
Just feels like Vega this just seems to be a common trend with them. There wasn't really an MO there. They're just like, oh, we see a target, let's dive it in any way we can. They blow all their spells on the Sven, and let's check his HP real fast.
Yeah, Sven, how big is Sven, the support?
All right, only 900.
He has nothing. Like, look at his items. Like, he's like near like 1,000 HP with boots
And a shield.
and shield.
And you're inviting them to TP in and kill you, and it's like, it's just awkward. That's all.
And NoPango read that very well. The Razor was already smoked up, running towards the lane before that dive happened. They were not prepared for Razor to just be there the second they swap. It's a good read.
It's the downside, though, if you look at the lineup, right? The entire Vega Squadron team is squishy. They don't really have anyone that goes in. Right?
It's, like it's the bear.
The bear.
The bear's getting drained, and he's got no boots. Anyways, you look at NoPango, they've got 3 heroes, 4 really, that can all just get balls deep. And then Rubik can just be like, yo, chillin'. Cast some spells, steal some spells, hang out. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what are they going to do? I mean, you're trying to get at least enough XP to get the levels together, and then you have, what, 5-man down a lane and hope that it's your time and not theirs.
You're hoping for some god-tier Venge swaps, I think.
Oh, boy.
Hexu.
They swarm in, they catch the Lich on the outside. It's a Kezu, a fugitive on the run. They're looking to cut her off. They got it with a Storm Bolt. And, oh, good lord, this lady's not getting away.
Oh, it's a slaughter.
They got her within the trees.
Look at where the Drow just was. He's still farming the triple camp. Now he's back mid, but he was at the camp. And look at where Madara is.
4 Wraith Bands.
I don't think you can play Lone Druid this way. Even if you're behind, you know, maybe it's a mistake with the laning phase, but this is worthless farm here. And this is the only hero on the side of Vega that can really pressure objectives. I'd like him middle at all times.
Yeah. Things crumbling here. Already a 5K net worth lead for NoPango.
Not good. Vega.
Rasta hit 6 at least. You got some wards to play with.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think you just try to go down and get some objectives and get some money across the team. I mean, what else could you do? I mean, you don't want to just play the economy game against Pango. They have a more significant farming team, more significant late game
Dusa
team.
is just split shot farming, stacked up camps in the jungle.
Gross. Okay, swap back. Beastmaster could be a cute little pick-off if they get it. The roar's there. Oh, they're going to commit those wards. All right. Well, here comes Pango.
They get one kill.
They get the Beastmaster, and this could be an opportunity to hemorrhage out some kills, but the Stormbolt turnaround onto Lich, who's in the front line, is going to be eating a lot of damage, taken out. Sven trying to swing it, but he's dropped as well. And, okay, Drow Ranger popping off some good shots here. This could be Vega's time. creeping in some kills.
A lot of low HP heroes. Let's see if NoPango can clean this up. A nice Delta split from Vega, but they will chase him down with a magic missile stolen by the Rubik, so ends up pretty even straight. I think it was a 3 for 3.
That was a really impressive fight by Pango, though. I think the way they took that demonstrates why they're on top of their group, because they immediately recognize, all right, this one guy's dead. Let's cast our spells, but move away and sort of kite backwards. That buys the time for the Dusa to show up and clean up. That could have very easily just been 3 heroes, like we saw Alliance do the other day, just saying, diving into a team. They all die, and then the rest of them are looking to connect, and they're wasting their time, but then ultimately they end up running backwards because their team's already dead. So, nice job.
Nice way to fight around the Ross Awards, for sure.
Yeah, that too.
Would have expected a little more of a gold gain for Vega based on how far behind they are, but it's still about that 5K net worth. It wasn't really much of a swing, just kind of stemmed the bleeding for now. A lot of stacks here in the Dire jungle.
It was because, especially when it ends with Rubik killing the Drow, you're getting comeback gold for that. So that kill is going to be as high value as any kill that Vega took, because of the way gold's calculated.
Yeah, that's a good point. Keep forgetting about that.
Ooh, Rubik there to try to get the deny.
Yeah, this is because the net worth differential on kills now is no longer anything to do with team. It's about individual slayer to individual prey. Whatever that relationship is changes the coefficient from 0 to 1 in the event that you have less gold than your guy you slayed.
Which diving that Sven and killing him in already is hard enough, and then when you take him down, you're like, got the Sven. Oh, that's right, Sven is in poverty.
Right. He's an actual
He's got
support.
boots. I can't rob him. He's got garbage on him.
Yeah. So, but now if you're a position 5 and you somehow, like you're a Rasta and you get a solo kill on a carry, that's money right there for sure. Yeah.
Fortune's change.
Oh, this is so sweet for Adusa. And when he stacks it himself, he gets that juicy 35% extra bonus gold. Oh my god. Oh.
35% tax. Self-tax.
This Deuce is farming great. Got the Yasha, Mask of Madness, Manta up next.
This is we call him, he's in the kitchen, all right? Because I like to call this area the map the masturbatorium. And after what Ziori said, we all know that that's the kitchen.
And Beastmaster's a sous chef right now.
Yes.
Helping him chop things up a bit. And she's got a mighty feast in front of her. But Vega, they had an objective. They know that that goal is much harder now, but they still have to do it. They have to get towers. They have to advance the game in their favor. They're trying everything in their power, dropping the wards. The fortification comes out. Pango might actually go for a defense, though. They sweep in from the southern side.
I mean, this is
they're
something.
Farming wards. Yummy money.
Yeah, they're going to end up giving them some extra, but they finish off the tower. Maybe next time does actually get the last hit, so a little gold pick-me-up.
That whole play was set up by... Never.
Oh, swap for the save. They'll take that juicier grab, but it's Bear. Steps in with the Savage Roar, so they'll say thanks for the 300.
Like, the thing is, Pango was so efficient with their movements. Yeah, you set up to come at tower, but they got a quad ancient stack while you were mobilizing for it, killed your bear, and now you led them directly to Roche, and you can't contest it because your ults are down.
Well, they're going to try anyways. Swap back, looking to go for the insta-snipe. Take down a Beastmaster. It's successful, but he buys back to come into it. Sven stepping in with the stuns, going to be able to get the finish onto Kezu. Kezu buys back. They want this Roche. They know they need it. It's a pinnacle moment for them to be able to stay alive. They sweep in and get the instant takedown of Medusa, and this is good for Vega. And they say, we'll take it from here, boys. Moving in, looking to go for the Roche. But buybacks from the Medusa now. NoPango do not want to hand the advantage over. Setting up with the Roar, but it's going to be too late to save the Roche. They got it. They got the Aegis. But they still want to fight. Stone Gaze comes out. They sweep forward. Good gust back. They're looking to settle for the Lone Druid. Can't make it away with the Savage Roar. And look who they found inside the pit. The Drow Ranger's still hanging out. Hey, boys, how's it going? I didn't even know she was there. She couldn't find a way to get out safely on her own, so I don't know. Maybe she thought if I just stand here, maybe they won't look. Oh, God.
It's like a 2-year-old playing peekaboo. They don't yet have the mental development to know that other people are still there if they move behind a solid object. They don't yet have object permanence, and unfortunately for the Drow, he's not playing against 2-year-olds.
If I don't see you, you can't see me.
Yeah.
So maybe Dralik looked away from the computer screen.
I think there's the new. I keep seeing ads for this movie on Netflix.
What movie?
That's the same. It's not out yet, but the idea is you have to be blindfolded. Like in the trailer, the woman is with her 2 kids. She's like, "Never take this off." And she's tying blindfolds on him, and I'm just thinking, like, how is this a thing? Like, what are you gonna do? How do you find food? Just like smell it? Like walk around the woods? And what the hell is like
how
not
do
a
blind
threat?
people live?
Yeah. Well, no, but you're talking about some post-apocalyptic scenario where if you can see this thing, it'll kill you. Like, how does that make sense? They're just gonna walk behind, like, near you?
Well, you're intrigued enough to probably watch it, right?
No.
Okay, well then you're talking about it, promoting it. Someone else out there is going to watch it. All right, here comes action.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, God.
He dead.
Double takedowns now of Mage after that unfortunate Roche incident. Means the Pango boys get that much mightier.
Can we do a quick item summary on the Dire side? So you got Rubik going whatever. Triple, yep, super efficient. Max DPS output, same with the Beast. Drop, there you go.
Look at that Razor build, dude. Drums, Sanj, and the Wraith bands.
Hell yeah.
Value.
Phase boots give armor now too, which is super nice as Razor.
Value, baby.
And that is like your max DPS build on Adusa for this timing.
The siege is on.
Swap. Still aggressive.
Swap. The ward's
Don't
down.
swap on Rubik.
Lots of swaps back and forth.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Get Sven in there. That's right.
Tier 3 ultimately get finished off.
The dream for NoPango. They kill the Sven. They get the tower. They're like, all right, let's get out of here. We lost our support. See ya.
Perfect. That's why NoPango's on top. They look like a team. They're crisp. They're calm, collected. Obviously, with the captain, Seamless Slayer knows what's up.
They play some crispy-ass Dota right now. I'm not going to deny that. NoPango for sure.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
So I think Rubik had swaps stolen there. So there was the Venge to initiate, then Rubik counter-swapped, and then Venge swapped again to get out.
Yeah.
I think is what happened.
Probably.
I went close to that at least. Damn Rubik.
Is Paddington Bear a detective? Is that what it's? Is that what it is, or is it just a bear?
Paddington Bear 2. Is he a detective?
Yeah, is that what it is?
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, but I think the plot of the movie is that he gets framed accidentally. Somebody steals something, and he's left there, and the police think he stole it, so he goes to jail, and it's about him getting out of jail for a crime he didn't commit.
By making marmalade? Is that what it was?
Yeah, well, he loves marmalade, so
Oh.
he teaches the guy in jail how to make marmalade for everyone else in jail. So he spreads the cheer of marmalade for all the poor inmates.
So, Kyle, is Pango spreading marmalade all over Vega right now?
I don't know if it's marmalade, but it's definitely sticky.
Deso picked up for Lone Druid. If we can get those buildings down that much faster, that'd be sweet. But, oh, trouble's coming in a smoke. Here comes Pango. Moving in, the pullback, the Lone Druid. Don't do this. Chain Frost comes out. Kezu throws himself into the fight.
Got swap again.
There's the roar. Is it going to cost him? Oh, the stall and swap pullback. Get over here. They even take out the illusion. Kezu's going to be gone over a minute, it looks like, without a buyback. And it looks like Lich will also be a worthy sacrifice. Or will he? Yes, he will.
Top tower is under attack.
One last little arrow in the back will do it. Pango look like they're on their way to a Game 1 victory here, but Drow is, trying to get some side investment going.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And the high ground siege continues.
Yeah, Vega got this. Or, sorry.
No, they don't, Dakota.
I had it backwards there.
Explicitly ain't.
Pango got
But they are swift pushing up top. Let's see what they can do. And, well, they will get
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
kill on the Rubik. That is something.
Okay.
It's
Tier 3
actually,
down 2.
you know, I really like the Manta on Dusa, and I never liked Manta, but since he only really fears this Drow silence primarily, you can also disjoint the Venge stun, and illusion attacks count as hero attacks on the wards. So you can see right there, he's just mopping them up.
Yeah. So Manta has a home in this game.
Yes.
Every time I see Manta on Dusa like this, I just think of Mushi and all
Yeah,
the
dude,
games that
tell
he
me
threw,
about it.
rushing that
Oh.
fucking Manta style. Just
dude.
game after game. Why?
I was about to make the exact same point. Like, I actually thought Mushi was garbage for, like, years because he always bought terrible items on Medusa. Every
strange.
year after year, he would go Manta. Manta Lincolns. And I'm like, dude, you have no damage. You're going to lose. And he would.
In games where you're just like, why did you buy this? What does the Manta do? But
Because he won just enough. That was like, see, it's not the build's problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes people will just throw Dedusa, and when you buy that damage item, even if it's seventh slot.
Yep.
Leave Mushi alone.
Poor Mushi.
What? He's not even on a team right now.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
He's going to DreamHack Mumbai.
With who?
I have
Someone?
no idea.
I don't know. Some guys.
He's going with some guys. I'm going to play some Dota.
I'm not like-
Mushi has such a weird history because he came to prominence as like a young pub star, right? Let's say they might grab the Rubik again, but it'll turn into a big team fight. Another good Sven stun on 2. Dusa with the ultimate. Out comes the Primal Roar. They'll lock down 1. A defensive swap. The Druid trying to make it back, but they've lost Peksu. They've lost Kezu. Vega running low on resources. Drow on the low ground trying to put some damage into the Dusa, but it's just not enough. Now Sven comes charging out. I've got another stun. What's going on, fellas? Another Primal Roar, or a Savage Roar, rather. Pushes him back. A lot of roaring happening here.
The shift between the high-low ground is not quite awkward, but eventually Shaman steps in. He's got the wards, drops him down.
Pretty good
Beastmaster
reinitiation.
does make his way out. They will settle for a Sven.
They get the 2 supports. I think given where Vega is right now, it could have gone a lot worse. They handled that fight pretty well, but you're not getting those value kills.
You have Scotty level 20 Deuces soon, though. That's a completely different story.
She's huge. And
She's a
still
Gorgon.
farming up.
Don't look at her.
And though we keep talking about how her play profile seems to have shifted between being this late game queen to more of a mid-game closer, she still has that late game potential though too, right? So it's like only the better. So
Sure.
it's not like you can just kind of make it past the Medusa phase and get her later. She's still going to be strong as we see this break out. A good snipe on the Razor, but could cost him severely. Good setup with the stun. Swinging from behind, coming out from the Sven, but Drow on the high ground now, pelting out shots, looking to finish him off. Will get it with a double. Stone Gaze, as they will have to disperse. They settle with the Rubik on the side. What's happening here with Pango a bit? Bleeding out a couple of kills.
This Lone Druid's hitting so hard with the Drow Aura in that death, so he almost 3-shot that Rubik.
Yeah, that was a sad death for the Ruik with the full duration shackles of that little bear just chipping away at him till he dies.
All right, Vega maybe like one of those wild animals that are in the corner.
I think NoPango are playing a little too cocky right now. That whole fight started because they just ran up the high ground. Is that a dire ward there on the high ground? Is that a Radiant? I can't colorblind. I actually can't
Radiant.
tell. That's a Radiant ward.
Yeah.
Yep, so they just charged up the high ground. They're like, oh, we're going to get the rune. They're not going to be here. And they were ready and waiting. They swapped it. They started that fight off. It's a little bit of a misstep, but I don't think it changes the equation. Pangos still have a lot of advantage here. They're going to walk into the Roche pit.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like
They're gonna do that a few more
got
times.
one, but you're going to need about 3 more of those there, son, before you can get really into the game. But
We'll see, though.
they're going to
Smoke.
try, though, Smoke, an ambitious way to swing on to this Roche could be certainly what they need. Can they make it, though, in time? It looks like it's good timing for them, but that Stone Gaze should help seal it. They're trying to swing all the way back and around. Swap back in. Kezu trying to step in again, but is it going to happen? No, the
Age
Roche
is
goes down
down
to the Dire, and it is going to get picked up, but Sven grabs it. In a frantic rush to just get it on their side. He will be able to pick it up. Not going to get finished off yet. They do manage to get the finish onto the Rasta. Inside the pit, though,
They get
Kezu
Dusa.
putting in the work. They get the 3 down. Here comes Vega.
You know, that's a dieback for the Razor. He bought back at the beginning of that last fight, fighting over the bounty rune. Yikes.
I, in some ways, blame his item choice because he bought a Sanjin Yasha, and that item's garbage. However, not to take away from Vega, they're hitting a peak timing. You can see where the Drow comes into a play here. You've got so many damage auras. All of a sudden, the reduction on the side of Pangolier is just not enough, and you can't stand against this Gatling gun line.
Oh, boy.
They can't handle the truth. There's
Oh,
3
goodness.
heroes down, no buybacks.
Oh, my God. Another game where we might see them they're going to go for multi-racks.
We'll see what they can get here. Deuce is down for a full 60 seconds. Razor for 20. They'll get the top lane first. That one's easy. Mid-tier 3's gone down. This is going to be 2 lane and barracks. Now, there is a tier 1 in the bottom lane, so it's not going to be megas. It will not end here, but we got a real game on our hands.
I'd like to
Deuce is
see
still
them
out for a while.
Yeah, you go get bot shrine as you backdoor bottom. That is your play. Woo!
What?
And
in
that
the
goes
world?
back to when you draft heroes that do all this damage, not just to heroes but to structures. It takes the one fight.
I gotta say, I've been seeing it a lot already, and it's a little concerning. Just this whole like, oh, we take one fight and suddenly we just are
Dude, look
right
at
back
this.
in this game. It's like
This is a brilliant play.
getting shades of the rubber band era coming back.
But they know they've got a little window with the Deuce dead. They're hoping someone's going to walk out of the base with this smoke.
This is what we call the fake back, and every Han player, Han captain knows this well because it was about our only strategy.
Yep, the complexity fake back, the complexity smoke around. These are the trade secrets.
They are.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is how we do it.
It didn't work out this time, but I
Dire's
like that
bottom
Vega were
tower
thinking
has
about
fallen.
it. I think it shows that
And
their
they held
head's
it
in the right place.
for a few seconds. You know, if they had stuck there and waited for someone to show up, that's probably not going to go so well. But
Yeah.
in the time that they spent, they would have been able to find a kill. Or Pango to.
And they still get the tier 1 anyway, so not much cost.
My goodness.
So the
That
Aegis
works.
is still on Sven, though, by the way.
Oh god. And he needs what? He could throw himself in a fight to really disrupt things.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
try to
it's
catch Vega off guard a bit.
It's not too bad. He's got a stun on a relatively short cooldown, so he can jump in, initiate, go kind of balls to the wall, come back to life. He'll have another stun.
Yeah.
It could be worse. Certainly not ideal.
It
but
could be worse because Vega could have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say that I really just don't like this SNY on Razor. If he has BKB in that engagement, I stand by like the mind control old school Razor. We go like blink BKB even. I don't mind. Just get a drain off on the Drow or the Lone Druid. It's a totally different game. Shiva's very effective in this game as well.
Yeah, when they were pushing high ground at 20 minutes, I liked the build. And then he picked up the Yasha, and now it feels underwhelming like 5-10 minutes later.
Yeah,
And I think
Okay.
also, from what I'm reading, Sven also grabbed the cheese and ate it himself too. So he made sure that Vega got nothing out of that, even though it was a great swap
Radiant's
lead in
top
from Kezu
shrine is under
to
attack.
you know, get into the mix.
Dyer did get the hit on Roche also.
Radiant
Yeah.
structures are fortified.
All right. Now an approach as they try to go for the shrine, swap in. Stonegaze though, right inside of it, and they are going to get the fish on Shaman. He's forced to buy back. Medusa doesn't care about the wards and setup. She's just firing on all
Vengeance
cylinders
still war
here.
trapped. The courier's dead.
All right, well, Pango are back now as they found their opening.
That was a big miscommunication. Venge swap as the Rasta wards came down,
Yeah.
and then Venge got trapped herself. And she can't deny him because they're at max HP. Another counter kill, perhaps?
Oh my
though?
God, it's taking so much, but it looks like they might be able to get it. No.
Not enough damage, dude.
Wow.
This Deuce is just too tanky. Now they're going to get the
Wow.
bear.
Oh, man.
They're going to catch the druid as well.
Run right out the other way.
Nice shackles, buys him some space, but
Save
tree
him.
cutter.
Oh, my God.
Ghost Sticks here. There was a buyback from MNT. He'll survive this time, but that was 4 down for Vega.
What?
So awkward of a start, unfortunately.
A cacophony of misfortunes befall our friends in Vega Squadron. And this game does not... It just never gets easy to kill Medusa. If he's in a position to deal damage, it's going to be a big threat. And the Lone Druid positioning is going to be incredibly vital.
That's exact.
They need to find ways to kill the Rubik. And the Beastmaster.
No easy task.
Yeah.
Because, like, who is their jump-in hero? You know, it's like a swap to set things up, rather. So, you know, this was a lineup that was built to be like that moving battering ram to just take over lanes. So how they kind of get into these skirmishes is always going to be extremely fickle. Blink on Sven now makes it a bit easier.
Venge
Silence.
gets caught.
He does have the force. The roar's there, but now they're second-guessing their commitment. Kezu will assure the safety.
I think in these fights, generally speaking, though, Kezu is making Venge look very good. You know, they've been kind of playing from behind. I think Vega overall haven't looked great, but this Venge is still so deadly. I like the Aether Lens pickup, too. Extra reach on that swap. Soon to be 18.
Lady Dusa
Radiant's
takes the
middle
tower.
has fallen.
Pango continue to encroach on the Vega side here. Want to see if it's in their best interest to continue to stall out for maybe the next Roche, or what's in their best interest.
Shrines are down now, and if this really favors NoPango, if they can continue to play that high ground, when you're Dire, you want to deny it to the Radiant side, because they inevitably have to go up there to check Roche. You find a kill, you do Roche yourselves, that's your big advantage. Game's still very even. What's Dota Plus at? They're probably favoring Pango by like a couple percentages. Nope, Vega.
Really?
Yeah.
Radiant are
All right.
scanning.
Little
Yeah, I
surprise.
mean, Vega do have like one fight win
Smoke to
potential
smoke.
right now.
Dire
Uh-oh.
are scanning.
Of all the people there, they do find the Lich.
It lives a little longer than planned, but another silence from Rubik.
And,
Find it.
It's fine. He kind of just tanks that smoke gank for Vega. It could have been a game closer.
Yeah.
So they put their wages elsewhere, but Rubik's still chasing here. This would be unfortunate for Vega if they got
Drow?
caught out farming on the side. I think she does still have a buyback available, but it would be quite unfortunate to have to
Yeah.
spend it in this situation. So she makes it away. But she's got to get back to base because Pango are going to be happy to take advantage of the
Radiant's
numbers
middle
here,
tower
5 versus
is under
4.
attack.
Like does Medusa just stand high ground, Solar Crester, and you need to address her. Look
Here's
at
the
Pango.
You need to undress her?
Radiant's middle tower
Pango
has
just
fallen.
positioning around the
Radiant's
Medusa.
middle barracks are under
Easy
attack.
peasy.
This is going to end up
Dire's
just
middle
being
tower
easy
is under
barracks.
attack.
Doesn't really cost them
Radiant's
anything.
middle barracks has fallen.
Manta from Medusa,
Look at
that's
the
it.
Warasta though in the base.
Rasta.
Dropped wards, looking
Yeah.
for the tier 4.
Trying to
That's not.
commit it.
I don't know if that's the play.
I mean,
Just
If that was like to get barracks or something, all right, you're going to clear
I
through
got him, guys. Just
2
make
full
space.
tier 4s.
he's just reminding him like, hey, we have this
Yep.
potential. All
And
right.
you want to talk about how to deal with rats? It's a lot easier to do that when your building damage is high because it's like, oh yeah, sure, eat those breadcrumbs. I'm over here feasting on your turkey.
Yeah.
Okay, you did half of our tier 4. I just killed your entire lane of barracks. Good trade. I'm in, brah.
Vega not out yet, though. They have 2 sets of racks to their side, and they're about to get a nice quick snipe on that Sven. Swap back after being trapped within the wards. The Rubik Yules, and gets gushed right back down towards those wards.
Okay.
And finished off. All right. Scrappy couple of kills. And some farmed up. Oh, the soul wards.
Those were Rubik wards.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, okay. It makes more sense now. It's like, why'd they swap him out? There we go.
I'll take that.
All right. They know that the heat is on here. Vega
Dire's
moving past the
bottom
river
tower
and towards
is
tier
under
2s.
attack.
That infamous bottom tier 2 that they would love to clean out so they can get that much closer to Megas.
That's my boy Lone Druid right there. MKB on the way for the Drow Ranger. Should be delivered right now.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
All right. That's fine, but, Vega, that just means that Vega are going to have to get another scrappy fight. I mean, this is one team fight away from just being over, obviously, for really either side.
Yep.
It still feels to me like NoPango are in control of this game, but they are 2 lanes of barracks down. It's actually even.
Yeah.
So they're not down.
It's like they'll win
Yeah.
more often in a fight, but
Or, well,
they
there's
can
more
lose
barracks.
if they lose that fight. I mean, they don't have, like, multiple lives and chances except for buybacks.
Well, this is Roche. Respawn. Both sides scattered out now. Thanks to the pets, the bear and the boar.
Yeah, just heat for Roche right now. This is going to be super important. I mean, this could be where the game ends. Who has better anti-Roche here? I mean, you have the Vision of the Hawk to benefit Pango from being able to scout things out, but no other way to really infiltrate except Sven jumping in like a man. Like,
I don't know. Stone Gaze is so good around the pit, though. Both teams have some merit there.
True. All right, here we go. Swap back, looking to save out the Shaman on the side, but they put their full focus onto Kezu and try to walk her down. Drow's running right out in front here. Razor's looking to move on to the next target, spots out that Drow. Drow gusts him back, but they are running far from home here. Needs some help. So Shaman turns things around, and now Kezu's going to be fighting back. Did they bait them in? They're able to get the quick burst of the Razor, but they fire right back. Get Lich down. Lich buys back. Medusa moves in.
They need to be careful. There's no shrine.
Yeah, buybacks were expended here. Vega could lose a lot if they drop this fight. Kezu in the heat of things sweeps things out. Meanwhile, fighting on forward, Lone Druid. Now the Stone Gaze going to get Dish Medusa looking to close things, but can't quite get close enough. Vega pump back a bit, and now return, going for the Rubik. He's able to step back. Now Medusa steps in.
Hexu able to survive for now. Dusa hexed up. Shackles. That'll catch the Rubik. Buyback now used by Rubik.
Oh, Mage trying to swing it out with Medusa here, but Medusa's very scary. Mage
Beast on beast
has
here,
no
but
force
Dusa's
staff.
winning it.
Dude, this Lich armor. Oh my god.
Yeah, man. something
No one's
else.
dying. Like, Madara wasn't even in that fight. He did not deal damage for a solid 15 seconds, but Lich just keeps everyone alive.
Yeah, the fights become so long-winded.
Vega definitely showing that this Drow Ranger can do the damage when the setup is right. Kind of wasted Rasta wards, though, from MNT. Just threw them out in the river thinking they might commit to the pit, and NoPango just took the fight the other way.
Scanning.
How is our Roche looking here? Yep.
He's cool.
Looking like he's ready for a fight.
Full HP. He be chilling.
All right, Pango, get things started. I do see Shaman is nearby. Venge is nearby. They're scouting things out. They pop the wave.
I like this play to sort of bait it out. You'll see if Vega will overreact, maybe jump into the pit when they're not all committed there. Vega a little too smart for it. Kezu playing the vision game.
Respect, though, from Pango, knowing that they've already lost so much inside the base, and they can't even get really a lot of time to push the lanes out. So they only have so much space to work with here.
Regeneration.
Bottom lane is pushing, though, into Vega's side as well. So eventually they're going to have to pull out some resources here to deal with the side pressure.
Yeah, both sides having that issue now.
Okay.
Another smoke up.
Kind of wrap around they're looking to do.
Razor not included, instead smoke.
Dire are scanning.
They're drawing out one idea, but going with another. Down and below, south of the lane. Maybe looking to sweep in from behind on this high ground. Oh, they go in right away.
Lone Druid's not here. It's a 4v5.
Pull back. Looking to burst down the Shaman if possible, but there's that Lich armor. And now Pango looking to commit in. At least the Razor looking to go straight to the Drow, sucking out all of her damage if possible, while Medusa's in the heat of the mix. And they begin to swing things out. They get that Shaman down and finished, and that Lich.
Not looking great for Vega. The Lone Druid coming in on the other side, but they're trying to pursue onto the Venge. Again, the Rasta wards kind of subpar, but Madara, what are you doing?
What?
He walks right in front of the Medusa. He gets snowballed.
More.
One more auto attack's going to do it. Axes, they clip him.
Dang.
They will bring down the Razor in exchange, but Mage almost falls as well, and now Rasta, he's going to die back. It looks like Ghost Scepter might actually be enough, and he'll live. Now they force a buyback from the Druid. More economic damage done.
You can see how effective the Razor's BKB is in these fights, just literally zoning the Drow and Venge from the engagement. What's Madara doing, though?
I don't know.
Am I like, I don't want to continue to harp on it because I was questioning him in the pregame, but I feel like I just sort of see him for the first time in fights, and it's because he's walking through enemy lines trying desperately not to die.
I mean, I think the beginning was NoPango taking a good read, like, hey, it's 4v5, they're going to go defend bottom, this is our window, but then at the end, he just like walking into the engagement.
All right, though, but Vega found a small pocket of time to be able to move in and go for the Roshan. They're getting it so fast, but Sven again!
Sven!
Jumping in, looking to go for the stun. They haven't finished it yet. Someone's got to grab it.
Roche is still alive.
Finally
Radiant
get
grab
it down, and it is going to belong to Radiant. It's Madara who picks
Dix is
it up.
running away, and Beastmaster's running in.
All right, Pango looking to redeem this one. They are able to get the finish and take that Aegis right on back. And then the Medusa sliding on in.
They lose Kezu. Now Madara's in a lot of trouble. That's a dieback for Madara on the sideline, 2 full minutes.
All right, this looks to be it for Pango.
That's
they can just shove down the lane.
Dude.
It's all on Drow.
They know it, too. He just bought back right before that. The Beastmaster uses his immediately. This is your all-in moment.
Woo! It was probably a lot closer for Pango than they liked. Vega found
Radiant's
that
middle
they were
barracks
just
are
so
under
scrappy.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
That was a very risky play, though, to go all in on the Roche pit like that.
Radiant's middle
And it
tower
worked out
is
for
under
him
attack.
previous.
Now Rubik's going to throw his life away as they just run into the tier 4s. Rasta wards to defend, but Dusa laying into him. The snowballs again and plenty of damage. The Drow Ranger falls. She does have buyback. She'll go ahead and use it now. 4v3 to defend.
Wards are down now, though. What are they going to do?
Radiant's middle tower
What
is
can
under
they
attack.
do?
Frost armor will do something.
They're going for your tier 4s.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This seems to be it.
Radiant's
Thrown
middle
exposed.
tower has fallen.
They need a godlike play here. Refresher from Rasta. Can he even get the wards down?
Dire's middle
Doesn't have the
tower
mana
is under
now. Has to
attack.
go back to the well after the Ghost
Radiant's
Scepter.
ancient
Does
is
manage to
under
plop him down. Glyph.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh my
Hexu,
God.
though, he's been repelled. They do get the kill on the position 5 Sven.
15 seconds for Kezu to come back.
Attack.
Can they get there?
Mage. Oof. It's done.
She's just like, stop it now.
Not over. It's not over.
She can't finish it.
It's not over.
Now it's over.
It's over.
It's over. Oh,
What a game.
what an appropriate way to end that game.
Oh, what a clown fiesta.
Yeah. Vega making some plays, though. Nice to see them at least showing up to the game. Didn't just let NoPango run away with it at 20 minutes like it seemed like they could have.
Yeah, it felt like they had put themselves in a lineup that would have been having little to no chance making it out of the laning stage the way they did. But they were scrappy, as mentioned. They got through those fights, and we saw the power of their push lineup once they're able to kind of get scrappy in those fights. They took two sets of Raxes.
I think that they lack of AC and Shivas in this game makes me queasy.
Lowest damage on the Radiant was actually Madara.
Yep.
Wow.
And he went Deso Daedalus, so it's not as
MKB.
if the tools were not the issue. I would have to watch that game more in depth. Obviously, you know, we have a great observer here, but you don't see the intricacies of each individual's play.
Yeah.
But I would have to look at the gameplay of the carry player on the side of Vega, were I the coach, just to kind of recognize, you know, what the hell happened. Because
I think, like, Flames aside, they just need to find a way to get Madara involved. And if it's fighting around him or getting him on a hero that's more mobile.
That's the carry, man. The carry, and I've had experience with carries that had a very difficult time leading games, recognizing what they had to do on their own. You need that. If you're going to be tier 1 in this day and age, as a carry player, you've got to know how to win the game. You've got to be able to tell your team what you need, know how to itemize, and know what your responsibility and role, not just in an engagement is, but like as this game evolves. And I see a man that looks lost. And that's going to be fine at this level in the I can't believe it's not Summit Meme tournament, but you're trying to make it to minors, to majors, to win TI. You got to give me a little more.
Yeah.
Sure, they're going to look to hopefully impress you and many other people out there for game number 2. But hey, to the credit of NoPango, they're still looking pretty dang sharp. I mean, how would you classify Pango's performance there from what we've seen from them already? Do you say that was a bit of an underperformance for them?
Good, not great. You know, they looked
they
pretty
made
good
the
overall,
mistake.
made some mistakes.
Yeah.
Once they got ahead, they played cocky, and that's what really extended out that game. It was some good plays from Vega, but ultimately NoPango gave them those opportunities to capitalize
They
on.
took a risk that backfired, and they lost 2 racks because of it. But I'd say that from that moment, they played pretty clean. You know, they were one mistake away from a loss, and they went for it.
Yep, they recognized it. All right, great stuff. That's the end of game number 1. Gentlemen, we'll take a break. When we come back, it's game 2 of Vega Squadron versus NoPangolier here at the I Can't Believe It's Not Summit Dota Cup.